Picture this. You are applying for jobs and submitting resumes. You get a call for an interview, which means somebody has likely read your resume. Yet chances are good the interview will still start off with, "Tell me about yourself." Even the best job candidates get tripped up on this question from time to time. Part of that is because you're probably thinking, well, you have my resume. What do you want to know? If you are on the job market and looking forward to doing some interviews soon, you should probably prepare to tell the recruiter about yourself without being given too much direction. Stay tuned to learn why interviewers ask this question, what to keep in mind when responding, and some sample answers to guide you in creating your own reply to "Tell me about yourself." For the best job search and career advice, please hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Kelly, a career coach and professional development specialist. I've spent the last 2 decades mentoring job seekers through the application process. Today, I'm going to give you some insight into one of the more challenging questions to expect during your job interview, specifically how to respond to "Tell me about yourself." I worked with thousands of job seekers, and the advice I'm going to give you today has helped them formulate responses to this question to make a good first impression, showcase their experience, and highlight their potential value to the organization. Okay, let's get started. So why do interviewers ask this question? There are several reasons. First of all, it's an icebreaker. This question allows a little small talk before getting into anything too heavy. Most people are comfortable talking about themselves, so if they're nervous, it allows their nerves to settle a little bit before the difficult questions start. This question also sets the tone for the interviewer. It helps the interviewer get to know you. And the way you respond to this question really helps the interviewer decide what to ask next and what direction the interview should go in. Also, you may have heard about the importance of fit when it comes to hiring. Just like countries have a sense of culture, so do companies. Some value fun, and everyone is on a first-name basis, regardless of rank or salary. Other organizations are more formal and value a level of decorum. In most cases, the employees that fit in with the image and culture of an organization do best long-term, which is why companies often look for people similar to those who already work there. The way you tell the interviewer about yourself immediately gives them a sense of your personality, how well you understand the organization, and whether or not you would likely fit in with the current employees. Now that we understand why the question is being asked, let's focus on some important things to consider when crafting your response. First impressions count. Humans, by nature, are quick to judge a book by its cover. The same thing is true in interviews. Think about the reality show The Voice. If contestants don't impress the judges within the first 30 seconds, their shot at fame is over. I've known several hiring managers who think along the same lines. If they aren't impressed within the first few minutes of an interview, they don't hesitate to cut it short and tell the job applicant, "Thank you, but it's not going to work out." Understand your audience. If you are applying for an engineering position at a hospital, an interview with the HR manager will be much more generic than an interview with the facilities manager, who will be your direct supervisor. The facilities manager will understand more about your previous experience, and since that individual will be working closely with you, he will want to know that your skill set and personality will complement the rest of the team. Be specific and succinct. Your response should be thorough but not too long. Don't recite your entire resume, but don't give a one-sentence answer either. There's no magic formula, but as a general rule, 30 seconds may be too short, while anything close to 2 minutes is probably more than enough. Also, keep in mind the company and position. This is particularly critical when you're applying for a position where you don't have direct experience. I work with a lot of hospitality and tourism organizations, which of course put a significant emphasis on customer service. There are lots of ways to showcase your customer service experience without having worked for a hotel or an airline. Maybe you've worked in a retail shop. Perhaps you've been a nanny. In that kind of position, you've had to satisfy both the parents and the children. So you can talk about how working with multi-generational customers, some of whom may be very difficult to satisfy, have given you the skills that can transfer into a hospitality environment. Now let's put this into practice. It's always a good idea to brainstorm answers to likely interview questions ahead of time. So think about how you will answer, "Tell me about yourself." If you would like some feedback on your response, feel free to leave a comment below, and I would be happy to give you some pointers. In the meantime, here's an easy blueprint you can use to formulate your response. Start in the present, take a step back into the past, and then jump into the future. Let me explain. Talk about what you're doing right now, and if you have any major achievements, awards, or something else impressive you've accomplished in your current job, mention that. Then you can give a brief synopsis of how you got to where you are right now. You can also tie in this previous experience into the job for which you're applying. And then talk about what you would like to do next and why that makes you so interested in this role and well suited for the company. Let me give you an example of my tell you about yourself question. I am a career coach and university business school professor. When I was a college student more than 20 years ago, I got my first job working in the Career Center at my university. I learned how to write resumes and cover letters, as well as prepare for interviews. I fell in love with helping people develop professional skills to further their careers. Since then, I've taught these and many other skills at several universities as part of their formal curriculum. I've also facilitated hundreds of workshops, both independently and for companies, and I've helped dozens of organizations hire and train their talent. Now I'm growing my own business by doing one-on-one coaching and developing resources such as self-paced online training courses so that I can help even more people prepare themselves for the jobs and careers they want. Feel free to mimic my response when creating your own. I hope these tips help you as you work to formulate your own response to tell me about yourself. If you would like more information about how to prepare for job interviews, along with a list of the most commonly asked questions, there is a link to an interview guide I've written in the description box below. Also, if you're interested in joining a community of job seekers like yourself, I have a Facebook group where I share advice related to all aspects of the job search process and career development. You can join the Facebook group using the link below. If you like this video, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.